week in Salem dawns, and it refuses to come quietly. Monday arrives with emotions on edge, love under fire, and secrets threatening to burst into the open. One relationship is pushed to its breaking point in a storm of anger. Elsewhere, a dangerous confession risks turning trust into betrayal. Old wounds are reopened when a fragile heart sees something it thought was lost forever. And in the shadows of power, a single announcement transforms an ordinary press conference into a declaration of war. Salem is ready to erupt. Are you ready to watch the sparks fly? The week begins with a storm, and it strikes right at the heart of Salem's young love. Tate Black, normally steady in his affection for Holly Jonas, suddenly erupts in anger. His voice rises, sharp and raw, words spilling out faster than he can control. The frustration that's been simmering inside him finally boils over, and it all lands squarely on Holly. For Holly, the sting is immediate. She stands there in shock, her face crumbling as the boy she trusted turns into someone she barely recognizes. The venom in Tate's tone cuts deeper than she imagined possible. What should have been a moment of comfort, a chance to steady their fragile connection, becomes an ambush of blame and suspicion. But is Tate's fury truly about Holly? Or is it something darker? His sudden distance, his mood swings, his quick temper, they feel less like random outbursts and more like the signs of a hidden agenda. Could Tate be pushing Holly away on purpose, perhaps to shield her from a truth too dangerous to share? Or is he simply losing control, torn between his loyalty to Holly and his strange, growing closeness to Sophia? The tragedy of it all is that Salem romances rarely end with clean breaks. Every harsh word lingers, every fight becomes fuel for bigger betrayals. And as Monday unfolds, fans are left to wonder, is Tate destroying his relationship to protect Holly, or is he unraveling before our very eyes? Is this calculated strategy, or the first step in a complete spiral? While Tate and Holly's fragile relationship fractures, Sophia Choi seeks solace in the only way she knows how, by confiding in Ariana Horton. At first, it seems harmless, two young women sharing frustrations over love and friendship. But the longer Sophia speaks, the clearer it becomes. Her words are laced with more than just disappointment. They drip with envy, bitterness, and the sting of rejection. Sophia vents about Tate's confusing signals, his sudden intensity, his shifting attention, and the way Holly always seems to stand in her path. To Sophia, Holly isn't just competition. She's a wall blocking every dream Sophia dares to imagine. And beneath it all, the shadow of the adoption scandal looms large, coloring every thought with fear and insecurity. Ari listens patiently, but Salem viewers know better. Salem is a town where secrets never stay buried, where whispered confessions in a friend's ear have a way of exploding into public scandal. Ari may mean well, but she carries her own loyalty to Holly, and that makes Sophia's trust a dangerous gamble. By opening up, Sophia may have set in motion the very betrayal she dreads most. If Ari chooses honesty with Holly over silence, Sophia's carefully guarded schemes could unravel in an instant. It's the kind of quiet, intimate moment that so often snowballs into disaster on days of our lives. What begins as venting in confidence may soon become the spark that exposes Sophia's darkest intentions. The real question is this: is Ari truly a safe harbor for Sophia's emotions, or will she become the very person who lights the fuse on Sophia's downfall? At Victoria's birthday party, the laughter of children and the warmth of celebration mask an undercurrent of tension. For Sarah Horton Kuriakis, what should be a joyful day only sharpens the ache of her complicated marriage. Yet in the middle of balloons, cake, and cheerful chatter, something unexpected happens. She notices Xander in a way she hasn't in months. It's subtle at first. The way he kneels down to fix Victoria's toy. The gentle patience in his voice as he soothes their little girl. The pride shining in his eyes as he watches her blow out her candles. For just a moment, Xander isn't the man who made mistakes, who betrayed her trust. He's the husband she once fell in love with, the protector, the father, the partner who once made her believe in forever. Sarah's heart falters. Her mind races back through the memories, the laughter, the passion, the promises whispered late at night. She knows the pain he's caused, but in that instant, she feels a pang of longing she thought was buried for good. Could she allow herself to hope? Could she forgive? Yet just as quickly, reality intrudes. Philip's shadow hovers over the party, his lies working like poison in the air. He insists Xander isn't guilty, carefully weaving a false sense of security. But Sarah doesn't know that the truth she's being fed is nothing more than manipulation. For Sarah, Monday is a dangerous turning point. Her emotions are torn in two, resentment that warns her to never trust again, and longing that whispers maybe, just maybe, Xander deserves another chance. Salem thrives on these moments of vulnerability, and for Sarah, the risk is clear. A single spark of tenderness could ignite a firestorm when Philip's deception inevitably comes crashing down. While Sarah wrestles with her emotions, Philip Kyriakis digs himself deeper into a pit he may never climb out of. His lie about Xander not being the attacker has already grown roots, and instead of pulling back, Philip waters it with more deceit. In his mind, he's the strategist, the savior. By clearing Xander's name, he can shield Sarah from more pain. And perhaps, in the process, he can edge closer to her heart. But here's the fatal flaw. Philip isn't protecting Sarah. He's manipulating her. He believes the lie will buy him time, give him control over the narrative. Yet Salem has shown time and time again that secrets are bombs with delayed fuses. They always explode, and never on schedule. The irony is brutal. Philip's deception is meant to hold Sarah and Xander together, but it's actually sharpening the knife that could cut them apart. Every time he repeats his story, the trap grows tighter around him. When the truth finally emerges, and it always does in Salem, the fallout will not just expose him. It will devastate Sarah, infuriate Xander, and destroy whatever sliver of trust anyone had left in him. Philip is playing with fire, and fire in Salem is merciless. It doesn't just burn, it consumes. If he thinks he can outsmart the truth, he's mistaken. History tells us liars in Salem don't just lose, they lose everything. So the question becomes, who will feel the sting of his lies the most? Will Sarah's fragile hope in Xander be crushed once more? Will Xander's fury turn Philip into his next target? Or will Philip be hoisted by his own web of deception, left exposed with no allies to catch him? Monday reminds us of one thing. In Salem, lies may protect for a moment, but in the end, they always destroy. And then comes the climax of the day, the one stormy night press conference. For Alex Kyriakis, Stephanie Johnson, and Kate Roberts, it was supposed to be routine. A press event to calm nerves, reinforce stability, and remind the public that Titan and DiMera Enterprises were steady in their power. But in Salem, stability is an illusion, and Tony DiMera is the man who tears it apart. As the lights blaze and reporters shuffle their notes, Tony steps forward with a confidence that only a DiMera can carry. His expression is cool, his voice deliberate, and with a single announcement, he flips the script. Tony reveals that he is filing a lawsuit to contest Titan Industries' hostile takeover of DiMera Enterprises. The words land like cannon fire in the room. Reporters gasp, flashbulbs strobe like lightning, and the corporate battlefield shifts in an instant. But Tony isn't finished. Later, in a quieter, more intimate moment, he raises a glass before Stefano DiMera's portrait. With reverence and pride, he toasts his father's legacy, vowing to restore the family empire. For Tony, this isn't about business alone, it's about heritage, bloodlines, and destiny. He promises not only to reclaim DiMera Enterprises but to seize Titan itself, reuniting power under the DiMera name. This is no mere press statement. It is a declaration of war. With those words, Tony sets himself against Salem's most formidable players, Xander, Philip, Alex, and paints a massive target on his own back. The move is bold, dangerous, and dripping with DiMera arrogance. Monday doesn't end with calm or closure, it ends with open conflict. A storm has been unleashed, and its shockwaves will ripple through Salem's boardrooms, bedrooms, and bloodlines for weeks to come. So there you have it. Monday, September 15th, is not just another day in Salem. It is the spark that ignites a firestorm. Tate and Holly's fragile love crumbles under the weight of anger. Sophia gambles everything by confiding in Ari, setting the stage for betrayal. Sarah glimpses a tenderness in Xander that reignites old wounds, while Philip spins lies so dangerous they're bound to strangle him. And at the center of it all, Tony DiMera, standing tall, declaring war, and daring anyone to challenge his family's legacy. This episode detonates Salem's fragile peace and sets up battles of the heart and the boardroom that will shape everything to come. Which moment hit you the hardest, Tony's ruthless lawsuit, or Tate's heartbreaking clash with Holly? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Days of Our Lives deep dives. Salem's storms are only just beginning.